In my episode about how to properly measure for an undermount kitchen sink, Ruth wants to know what is the largest sink she can fit into a 30-inch sink base. And I know what you're thinking. Dave, why are you filming in your car? And why is it full of stuff? Well, this and much more will be answered right now. Welcome back, Remodelites, to another episode of Quick Tip Tuesday, where I dive into your questions, comments, and concerns. I'm Dave with Remodel Media. For the last 16 years, I've helped people put together kitchens, baths, outdoor kitchens, and various other home renovation projects. It is my mission in life to eliminate regret, and I do that by bringing you the latest tips, tricks, and products for your home remodel. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, ring the bell for notifications, so you never miss an episode. Ruth, this is an excellent question. So first you have to understand that for a 30-inch sink base, you have to deduct about 3/4 of an inch from each side for the plywood construction, which what most cabinets are made of, leaving you with around 28.5 inches. So the largest sink that I would recommend in a 30-inch sink base is probably around 28.5 inches. Can you put a 30-inch sink in a 30-inch sink base? Yes. Technically, I have seen it done. It involves cutting into the sides of the cabinet a little bit, and so you have to be okay with that and have to have somebody who knows how to do it. In my research, I was not able to find an adequate stainless steel sink that fit those needs. However, I found two sinks from Kohler that absolutely do. First is the Kohler Riverby, which is a porcelain enameled cast iron sink backed by Kohler's cast iron warranty, available in a multitude of colors. So go ahead and check that out in the description below. The Kohler Riverby is also pretty interesting because it comes with a bunch of different accessories, which typically you have to pay extra or purchase those separately. The second is the Kohler Cairn, which is actually Kohler's composite granite or composite stone material. Similar to Blanco's sill granite, which I put in my own kitchen, this particular sink is also a 28.5-inch sink made for a 30-inch sink base. So both of these sinks would be good options to have and are available in multiple colors. Now, I mentioned before that stainless steel sinks were not a super viable option, mainly because stainless steel sinks in this category tend to be around 24 inches overall, which once you deduct for the lip, you're left with like a 22.5 or a 23-inch sink at best, and I feel like that's just not enough for a main kitchen sink. Even 27 inches is pushing it. And so I did a little digging. Now, I did find in the back of our warehouse a sink that is made by KWC. KWC no longer manufactures sinks, they strictly manufacture faucets. However, KWC is definitely a high-end manufacturer. This particular sink retails for around $1,600. However, we can let this one go for $600 plus shipping. So if you're interested in this one and you want a high-end stainless steel sink, we can make this one happen for you. Let me know. Now, I will say, with 2020 being how it is, we've seen a lot of products go on back order, and that is very unfortunate. So purchase with caution and understand that it could be several weeks to even a month or two before you see your sink. Because why? It's 2020, that's why. If I had a nickel for every time I've had this conversation with somebody this year, well, I could afford to quit my job and move cross country. Which reminds me, I'm quitting my job and I'm moving cross country. You heard that right, folks. Friday, December 11th will be my final day in the showroom in California. I'll be spending the holidays packing my stuff up, and I'll be moving to Virginia. You can follow along with me on any of my social media. Just look for me at Remodel Media. I will be posting mostly on TikTok and Instagram, daily little updates and things if you want to follow, if you care about what's going on with my family and I. For those of you wondering and wanting a recap, here's where we are so far. My wife found a property in Virginia. Originally, they were asking about $13,000, which already was quite a steal, and we watched it for a while. The price dropped to $11,000. We contacted a local realtor who said, you should put in an offer for $8,000. And I said, okay, we put in the offer for $8,000. The offer for $8,000 got rejected, and the realtor said, well, you should up your offer to $9,000 then. And so we put in an offer for 9. It was set to go to auction the next day. I honestly did not expect that they would accept our offer, but they did. They accepted our offer for $9,000. And so last July, we became the proud owners of a property in Stonega, Virginia, which is in Appalachia. It's near the corner, it's on the western corner of the state, near the Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia border. We took a road trip out there this summer, and let me tell you, the place was not in great condition. I knew right away there was a foundation issue. I called out a foundation company, and they said, in all honesty, I would probably have to bring out a structural engineer and a contractor that specializes in turn-of-the-century homes, which obviously I do not have the financial wherewithal to do that. So plan B is to build 2 ADU units on the property and then tear the house down and start over. For those of you who don't know, ADU stands for accessory dwelling unit. Think of it like a guest house, except with the intention of turning it into a rental. This is some of the last stuff I have to go through in my storage. I've been cleaning out my storage the last several weeks. It's interesting going through a lifetime of things that sometimes you wonder, why did I keep that again? Anyhow, thanks for listening. Thanks for tagging along. Oh, and before I forget, I have a merch store. Link will be in the description below. So if you want to support me on my journey, you're free to do so. I also have a Patreon, the link will be in the description below, where you can subscribe and get first dibs on getting your questions asked. Thank you to everyone who has supported me these last 2 years. It has been a crazy journey. 2020 has been the craziest journey of them all. And here's to an even crazier 2021, as you get to watch while I take a house that is admittedly dilapidated and turn it into something new. This project will probably take another 2 years, but you're going to get to come along and enjoy the show. I promise you there'll probably be some tears, probably be some frustration, but I'll learn a few things and you will too. Again, thank you for all your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. I hope you got some good information out of that episode. Go ahead and click here for more videos. Go ahead and click here to subscribe. And make sure you check out the description below for relevant links to some of the products that we discussed today. And leave your comments and questions down below, because I love answering them. As always, I'll see you in the next one.